Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Comments are still headed.
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else is.
Coming to you now from the largest studio ever constructed, it's The Truman Show!
Yeah! Good morning!
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
What if? No scripts, no cue cards.
Morning, Spencer. How's it going?
What if you were watched every moment of your life?
How many cameras you got there in that town?
5,000.
I believe Truman is the first child to have been legally adopted by a corporation.
That's correct.
Brilliant.
What if everyone you knew was pretending?
Hi, honey. Look what I got at the checkout. Dishwasher safe.
That's amazing.
What if your world was make-believe?
Cue the sun. While the world he inhabits is counterfeit,
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
that's how I look. Not your type. There's nothing fake about Truman himself.
What if you didn't know it? Until now.
A lot of strange things have been happening.
Stand by ring cam.
Is he looking at us?
Does he think he knows?
I think I'm mixed up in something.
Something big.
We accept the reality
Notice
with
they
which
said
we're
ring
presented.
cam way back then.
Everybody's pretending, Truman. Get out of here. Come and find me. Truman? Truman!
Anything happen?
No.
You may find yourself in another part of the world.
Feels like the whole world revolves around me. Everybody seems to be in on it.
I'm going away for a while.
You may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. You may ask yourself, how did I get here?
I'm not in on it, Truman, because the last thing that I would ever do is lie to you.
Fade up music. That's our hero shot.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
The last thing, Truman, that I would ever do is lie to you. I am the Temu coach. I am the great value of podcasting content. I'm the one-man marching band. I am Sky Daddy, foes. But most importantly, I'm just here to deliver the message. I'm just here to deliver the message. And we got the late night stream here tonight. So hopefully you guys are watching this on the replay, or if you're here live, get in the comments, get active. You make the show. There's no show without you. Anybody watching this live, anybody watching this on the replay, I got to give you some Americans with peach skin. Clapping it up. Yeah, so definitely comment. Let me know, what your two cents are on the situation. And the flock cameras got to get the flock out of here, right? Or just maybe they're here for our safety. They're here for our safety. So let's examine it. Let's see if the juice is worth the squeeze. And if you don't know what a flock camera is, let me show you exactly what that is, just to kind of get people up to speed. Some people may be unfamiliar with this, but this is a flock camera. And I don't know if you've noticed these in your neighborhood, your city, your state, wherever you're located at. Have you noticed these going up everywhere? And it's been going on for a little while now. Let me get this down. And we're going to see if the juice is worth the squeeze. Is the juice worth the squeeze when it comes to, this being safety? It could potentially help somebody where, they might be being harmed. Or let's say there are some items that are being stolen. Maybe they can trace this back to like a database that they can use in order to, help prevent crime, help solve crime. Could this be something that could actually be for our benefit? And we're looking at this incorrectly. So I'm going to definitely take a look at it from that angle. All right, let me get that off the screen there. And here's just more pictures of what a flock camera looks like. All right, and I don't know if you guys have noticed these at like Walmart. I believe they have them at Lowe's. There's some other stores I went to, maybe Target or something like that. You'll see these in the parking lot. They're solar powered, and apparently they go back to a police database within your municipality. So I'm sure you can get more information on that. Also, what I'm seeing from people online is that they're extremely easy to hack into. So we're going to examine said flock camera. But right now, I know a lot of people, y'all looking at this like this right now. Martin Luther Lee. Y'all looking at it, Martin Luther Lee. What in the world? All right. All right. So we're going to be here for a good time, not a long time, doing a nice little late night stream. I wanted to address this issue. I've been seeing it coming up a lot lately as far as what are flock cameras, you know, and actually I just noticed something here. I'm like, it's not as bright in here as it normally is. I'm missing a light. Hold tight. All right, we back. All right, much better, much better. I knew it was something a little bit off. You know, you got to be consistent with your streams, so that way, you know, you're as comfortable as possible when you do press the live button. But I like talking about these issues a little bit more. Talking about, you know, Carmelo Anthony. I forget the other guy that drowned in the pool. Just not my cup of tea. And are flock cameras part of the, and where's my New World Order button? I don't know why that button's always so loud. Or could it be a little bit of this? I know either way, a lot of people are looking at it this way.
Oh, you're making me suspicious. It's making me think a lot.
So we're going to look and see if the flock cameras are, if the juice is worth the squeeze, you know, if the safety, and we've heard that during COVID, stop the spread, prevent things from happening. This is going to be good for everybody's well-being. And we know what the aftermath of that is now. It definitely destroyed the economy. It definitely gave the powers that be more power as far as being able to kill what made America, you know, truly great, which is small businesses. A lot of small businesses. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people got behind the 8 ball. A lot of people are in compromising situations because we wanted to save lives and design and disguise of a favor of safety in order to, you know, save the economy. And now in hindsight, you know, 6 years removed, was the way that we handled COVID as far as dealing with safety, was that the best way to do it? And what was the long-term implications? And I had a great fellowship question that I was asking at that particular time, is that, do you want to save lives or do you want to save the economy? And a lot of people chose to save lives, and we're seeing how that's working out now. Which I don't think people were dying like that from COVID, but I digress. I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. So let's get right into it. I got a bunch of short clips that I want to hit on. Definitely want to get out of here in under an hour. 45, 50 minutes would be great, but that just all depends on your interaction. But I'm going to roll my clips now, and we're going to see exactly what flock cameras are, just getting a better understanding of it. Here's the first clip. And actually, let's see if I got all my clips. Actually, I'm missing one here. Hang tight. Well, I'm going to play this first clip, and then I'll see if I can load that one up in the background.
But I know that this is something that we should be talking about as.
Nope, that's not it. Give me one quick second. Looking for my flock camera here. Bear with me. All right, so this is potentially the good of what a flock camera can be. Oh, actually,
but I know that this is something that we should be talking about as a nation.
But some people are taking things a step further.
When it comes to flock cameras, I just straight up destroy them. I get rid of them. I don't leave them up. I don't leave any chance for them to pull up and just take the trash bag off or uncover them. I take them with me and I'll completely dismantle them and then
fair use. I'll let all my videos play through. But get in the comments, get active. Let me know if you see some of the videos that you want to chop it up about.
Obviously, what I'm doing is not the best way of going about doing it. Instead, get a lawyer, go to city council meetings, bring these up, and and tell your city you don't like them, and I guarantee you people will agree with you, and then you can get them removed peacefully and correctly. But I want immediate action, so I'm just doing it myself. I also just like breaking things, so I figured this would be the one thing I could get away with breaking, that everyone would be in agreement is cool. Not cool, but like we're cool with it happening.
What are you concerned about?
My biggest thing is not so much the privacy, it's just the fact that they're putting these up to try to prevent future crimes from happening, which is crazy. Once they have this system in place, it's only a matter of times before they start changing what the rules are or what constitutes
And let me know if you agree with that.
a crime, and then they can just pick you up off the street for doing literally whatever, and they've got this whole system in place to find you and track you. I don't like that. I don't like that.
The times where policing and surveillance was at an all-time high was literally during the Holocaust, when they were trying to let genocide slide. There was no privacy. If a police officer wanted to enter your home and completely search with no warrant, enter your home, interview everyone in the home with
If
no
somebody
warrant,
knows what
as
that
if
amendment is,
they're
put it in the
investigating a
comments.
murder, was when they were committing genocide. That's what it required. So you could imagine if we're getting to a point where we have to watch the entire country from camera. That's what step one. First off, you give them an inch, they take a mile. It's where are we heading from this? Especially when there's already genocides being covered up, across the planet right now, without these level of cameras. That's my bigger conspiracy, is that they're trying to plot some next level of evil, and they're going to need these cameras for. I would say another argument is we already have a lot of data. We have cameras on us all the time. I don't think we need these additional cameras. There's already enough data to collect.
That's
the
a
thing
big
is, for these
fact.
SWAT cameras, you don't have to commit as high as a crime for them to tap into these cameras. You could just be speeding or suspicious. Versus right now, they could access my location right now, my camera right now, my microphone right now. They've been tapping phones for the last, few decades. But that's if I'm
So what would
committing
be the point of the
some
SWAT
kind of
cameras?
high-level
Interesting.
drug operation or a series of murders. They can tap into these iPhones. They can read all of my messages if they wanted. They would just need a warrant for that. That's a thing. Okay, I'm a bridge for the entire thing. We're getting into a society where they can conduct warrantless searches, and that's insanely corrupt and scary, and we need to stay away from that.
Very interesting. Hold on, let me 1 second. Having some technical difficulties. Bear with me, bear with me. All right, I think we good to go now. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. So that was actually the first clip. I'm gonna play. That was actually the second clip of what I actually wanted to play. I was having some technical difficulties here in the background. Let me make sure everything's working. Hold on 1 second for me. All right, we are good to go there. We're good to go. But that was a very interesting perspective. Like, will this become a legal search and seizure? Are they breaching into our privacy? Is there a bigger agenda? Or is it just simply to help, bring down crime? Is this just simply help people make sure that their possessions are not stolen, or if they are taken, that this is a great, tool that we can use to solve crimes? And who wants to have their possessions stolen and stuff like that? So could we be looking at flock completely incorrectly? Could this be a mechanism that we use in the nicer neighborhoods, or neighborhoods where people want to actually steal from? Could this be a mechanism that can deter that? Could this be a mechanism that we can use to crack down on people, or crack down on crime, which would actually be a good thing for the collective and a good thing for the society? Or is this a mechanism that's going to be used in order to spy on us? And here's that question: if you're not doing anything wrong, what do you have to worry about as far as let's say the police, or let's say the government spying on you? So yeah, this is a very interesting thing. And that's why I titled it, "Is the Juice Worth the Squeeze?" So that's a very interesting perspective. But let's look at it from the other side. Let's look at the side of the protection module. Like, this is going to be actually something that's going to be beneficial for society. Let's not go ahead and throw that conspiracy hat on right away. And where's my conspiracy button? Let's look at it from a practical sense to say, hey, maybe this is something that is, actually beneficial. Let's look at it from that perspective, and let's hear from an expert who's actually dealing with the flock technology as far as how they see it. We're gonna see a police officer, and he's gonna get an interview of someone who's using the flock technology, and then you tell me if the juice is worth the squeeze, or you put in your 2 cents if you're watching this live or watching this on the replay. But let's take a look at that.
The battle over flock traffic cameras moving from community meetings.
The majority of people do not want to be filmed.
Please do the right thing.
To the streets themselves.
Fair use, fair
NBC
use.
affiliate KARE 11 reporting cities across Minnesota say the surveillance cameras are targets stolen, damaged, or vandalized in recent months.
We have 6 cameras, and only 2 of them are active right now. 4 have been damaged at different points in time.
And even a candidate for Congress in Tennessee, running as an independent,
And pay close
is
attention,
currently
guys.
facing felony vandalism charges for allegedly using a shotgun to take out flock cameras. He's yet to enter a plea. His campaign said he is unable to comment on the allegations. Clearly, a debate playing out from coast to coast.
I think we should completely remove them.
NBC News
And I let
covered
all
the
my clips
controversy
play all the way
in depth
through,
last month, as
and then we
dozens
talk
of
about it.
municipalities canceled or let their contracts with Flock expire over the past year, and at least 15 more rejected proposed Flock contracts due to community pushback.
Your community is telling you that we don't want this.
The cameras are installed at intersections and capture detailed vehicle data, which
Yeah,
AI
most people
can
don't want
analyze
this,
to
I would
identify
assume.
people and alert authorities who say it's an important crime-fighting tool. But critics argue they go too far.
I'm all for putting the bad guys away. I've got a wife and baby at home, so I understand. But I do think it's definitely an invasion of privacy.
This is above and beyond the license plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him in the shot.
For our previous coverage, I met with the co-founders of Deflock Pasadena, a grassroots organization hoping to pressure Pasadena to cancel its existing contract with Flock. What's the biggest concern here?
I think the biggest concern is that if these technologies were used by police for a wrongful conviction, that basically ruins someone's life.
I also wanted to get a sense of how they're being used by law enforcement, so we went to Alameda County.
All right, this
Here
part's
on
really
alert
important.
tone, what does that tell you?
So the alert tone is related to the license plate readers, and it lets us know that there's been an activation. There's one right now on a vehicle traveling past one of our cameras that are positioned in a public place.
What could that mean exactly?
It can mean a number of things. That camera network is hooked up to the Department of Justice, so the stolen vehicle system. It could be an armed robbery car, carjacking, a murder vehicle.
I mean, this thing is going off.
We get a lot of alerts in this county.
While it may receive information from federal
you have
law
any alerts what's
enforcement,
going on?
Alameda
That was
County
crazy.
insists the data isn't flowing the other way.
We have absolutely no external sharing with any federal agencies or immigration. There is no way they could access our data without our knowledge.
Oakland, which is in Alameda County, also has seen its Flock cameras vandalized with paint earlier this year. Flock insists it's strengthened guardrails to secure data that's being collected.
Well, I know there's concerns about whether or not this data is being shared with ICE. Flock does not have a relationship with ICE.
The company says where it's shared is really up to local authorities.
That's an
Cities
interesting
actually
perspective
control
as well, too.
the
Could it
data
be used
completely
with ICE?
and have complete authority over how it's being used.
Back in Minnesota, KARE 11 reports data that isn't part of an active investigation has to be deleted within 60 days, according to state law.
The second we realize the vehicle is not involved, it's gone. 30 days later, it's deleted. No one ever pays attention to it again.
Still, the controversy not likely to be wiped clean anytime soon. Dana Griffin, NBC News.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you.
Oh, you're making me suspicious. It's making me think a lot.
All right. I mean, are you guys buying that? I mean, are you buying that, they're going to take the angle, the spin that this is designed and, good faith as safety in order to protect the community? Or is this going above and beyond? I mean, don't we already have measures as far as, CCTV, Ring cameras? I mean, there's basically cameras on pretty much every single store that's out there nowadays, especially if it's a brick and mortar store, which means a physical location. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways. We got cops patrolling. We got great pedestrians. We got, you know, we got a lot of different things. So do we need this camera that's just, you know, in our backyard? And you know, is that a breach of our constitutional rights? Is that a breach of our privacy? Should we sound the alarm and say this is something that we need to address? I mean, what would be the benefit of having a flock camera like just in the middle of like a neighborhood? Like, you know, you got neighborhood watch and stuff like that. So then does it give, you know, whoever controls the flock cameras? And that's going to be the question. That's going to definitely take us down a rabbit hole. Because I don't truly see that we're ever going to get the answer to that question as far as who's actually behind the camera, who's actually, you know, saving that data, and where's that actually going as far as with said flock cameras. So what would be the benefits of having it in a neighborhood, let's say a residential suburban type of neighborhood where kids are outside playing, people are in their backyards, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it's like, you know, here's playing devil's advocate. If you're not doing anything wrong, what do you have to hide? But I got that first clip loaded up as far as the freedom fighters. And let me just let that play real quick. I want to get through all my clips. So this was the first clip before the cops showed. And did you hear how it was like pinging in there? I mean, that was crazy. It was like a ping like every 5 seconds or something like that. So that's real interesting too. That, I mean, they got it on high sensitivity and high alert. But here's that first clip of people that are fighting against the flocks and, you know, physically destroying them. Here's that first clip.
Look like this. Or you may have recently seen cameras that look like this. Or this. Or this. These may seem similar to traditional security cameras or radars, but they're much more powerful. The most well-known brand of these new cameras is Flock. And within the last 14 months, the amount of these cameras across the country has doubled to now over 100,000.
Very
And
use,
these
very
things
use.
literally have
It's going to
the
give you a good
capability
breakdown of what a
to
flock
track
camera
and
is.
store your faces, your whereabouts.
And it's like if you were to build a graph of that sheet, you know, and plot it to a map, now it's as if you've had a GPS on your car for an entire month.
These cameras track license plates and store digital mappings of people's movements. Police can then search that data for 30 days.
Like, what's the benefit
They
of
also
it being
use
right there in
AI
that
to make
spot?
note of
That's
various
interesting.
vehicle features like scratches.
Seems like surveillance.
So now an underworld is forming. Across America, people are destroying and vandalizing flock cameras. This is an insight into that world.
I wanted to do something that I could put in a video that would bring awareness to these flock cameras, but I also understood that there might be serious consequences if I did actual serious damage to these cameras. So I was thinking
Definitely going to be some serious consequences to doing this, guys. I will not advise
sent me a video
to do this.
Another
but
town
hey, I mean,
where
everybody's going to make
residents
choices.
of the town had put trash bags over the cameras. I don't know if they had done it after the city had voted to remove the cameras and they were just covering them up until they were removed, or they were covering them up before there was any vote or anyone had
Actually,
decided
I would
to
say
take them
do
away.
this
Anyway, that's how I
if
got
that's
the idea. So I went and got
what's
some
in
trash
your heart.
bags.
I'm not going to advise or
there
not
were
advise
dozens
against
of
it
flock
because there's
cameras
certain
just within a few
things
blocks of
that,
where I
you
live.
know,
So I took
are
those trash
necessary.
bags
And I'm not saying
went
if
to a
this is
couple
necessary or
and put
not
the bag
necessary.
over, which allowed me to
Shout out to
communicate a
my
message here.
politicians.
I'm not damaging them. Local police are able to take the trash bags off pretty easily, but here I am covering them, which may or may not render them useless. But if it does render them useless, what is the use that they are being used for? That's the big question, because it's not just flock cameras.
That's a great question.
I think about this.
That's the $1 million question.
Let's fast forward 10 years into the future. If we let this go unchecked and we continue down this path, what does that world look like? I mean, you look at just how many cameras have been installed in the past year. You can kind of drag your finger on the deflock map and see the number of cameras across the nation.
Like they're zeroing in on us.
Exponentially. So from what we're seeing right now, I can conceive of a world in 10 years where there's one of these on every single corner, and I can't leave my house without a corporation knowing exactly where I am and where I'm going, and I definitely don't want to live in a world like that. It's tough because it feels like this is where we're headed anyway, right? It feels like Amazon's putting camera glasses on all their drivers, and some companies can have drones that are delivering things to our backyard with cameras on them, and our phones that we're carrying already log a map of what we're doing and where we're going and what we're saying. So it feels like we're already there, and I don't know exactly what that solution is going to be, but I know that this is something that we should be talking about as a nation.
But some people are taking things a step further.
When it comes to flock cameras,
Yeah, I mean, this is it's heating up. It's very interesting. I mean, is this a strategic move by the powers that be? Let's say the globalists, the elitists, this group of people. Where's my new world order? So is it, done by design by those people in order to push the envelope as far as seeing what they can get away with, zeroing in on, let's say, a warrior or rebellious group of people, and then taking another step of having complete tyranny? I mean, is this just one step in a much bigger plan? Because it's very interesting once you start looking at the location of it, what might be the crime rates in that particular area. And I don't see that you can ever get crime rates to zero. So does this become that the juice is not worth the squeeze as far as putting people under constant surveillance in order to operate that way? It takes away kind of a human element. And also, anytime that you walk out of your house, flock camera or not, there's a good chance you're going to be on camera. So it's like, what is this used for? Is there something bigger than that? And I got, my 2 cents that I'm going to put on it, and I'm going to see if the juice is actually worth the squeeze. But let's keep moving and grooving. We're going to keep this ball matriculating down the field. Shout out to Coach. And remember, guys, a fellowship is just two or more. So don't be afraid to, correct and edify one another with a great fellowship. And for my ladies out there, don't be afraid to conversate. So if you got something on your heart, at a minimum, we could definitely conversate about it. But let's take another step forward here. So we saw the perspective of the police saying that, this could be used as a great tool in order to help solve crime. And do we have a crime wave right now? Where the flock cameras going up at? It's starting to heat up. It's getting very interesting here. It's getting very interesting. But let me go to another clip here. Let me make sure I got my clips in order. Check this out right here. I mean, could this be a scenario that's on the horizon with the flock cameras? Check this out.
Local automotive journalist says he spent days unknowingly being tracked by police after license plate cameras mistakenly identified the test vehicle he was driving as stolen. Kent's going to break down how all this happened and why this story is sparking a much bigger conversation about surveillance.
Right after returning a package at the Kohl's near his Plymouth home.
Hello, sir. Can you come out to me, please?
Joel Fetter.
Is it just you and the wife?
And his wife.
Both of us? Both of us.
Were suddenly surrounded.
This is a recent video, too. It's from June of
There was a car here, so I couldn't just drive away.
Even a week and a half later, he still can't believe it.
And I legitimately looked at my wife and I was like, I wasn't even speeding. Like, there's nothing I did wrong.
That certainly didn't stop things from getting tense.
Are you armed at all? No? Okay, is this your car?
It's complicated. Can I explain it?
Joel is director of content and product at thedrive.com, meaning the Land Rover he was driving wasn't his, but he was test driving it for work.
I have paperwork that I can show you that I drive this for the week.
Okay.
It's owned by Jaguar Land Rover. If you run the plates, it's owned by Jaguar Land Rover. They own it.
Little did he know Plymouth police had already run them.
The reason you have 4 cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates in our system.
Are you serious? 15 years doing this job. I've never had this. This is insane.
That's because the plates were flagged by an emerging surveillance
network
this out. This of flock cameras. And not just before this stop.
Hit on our license plate readers the other day, too.
Are you serious? Cameras that read my license plate now twice in the last couple of days. And it picked up and flagged it for the cops. You guys been searching for this car. Unreal.
And it turns out the issue at the heart of the stop really wasn't real. Plymouth police released him after more than an hour, telling us today, quote, when the license plate was reported as stolen in California,
could have been a dangerous
it was
situation.
improperly entered in the National Crime Information Center database with incomplete numbers.
Manufacturer plate for New Jersey has 2 big numbers 2 little numbers and 3 big letters. Okay,
That
34,
small little mistake
10
could have turned this into a
DTM was
very
my
crazy
plate. But what got
situation.
flagged was 34 DTM.
In a statement from Flock, the company wrote, "We take incidents like this seriously and are looking closely at what happened. Flock's system is highly accurate and situations like this are rare. That said, an alert should be one part of an investigation, not the whole basis for a stop."
I think the issue is that a human error got amplified because this technology doesn't have enough guardrails in place. The police officers that day told me there were 4 plates, including mine, in the state of Minnesota, that were hitting on 34 DTM on Flock cameras. 4. Range Rover told me there's about 15 Range Rovers in the nationwide fleet that had some combination of 34XX DTM. They had to freeze the whole fleet until this whole got figured out. Because other people can get pulled over, might not ended the same. This is the craziest story, legitimately. There are so many concerns here. I mean, I'm thankful my kids were in the car. I'm thankful the cops had the patience to listen and they didn't come in hot and angry, guns drawn. I mean, someone could have got shot,
That could
right?
be a crazy situation for you.
Again, Joel is relieved that concern didn't become reality. But just a few weeks prior, he did a whole podcast on thedrive.com about the many privacy concerns that can arise for car owners when our local governments pay private companies like Flock for cameras that can tap into national databases and track you with AI. A few days later, that concern certainly became real. Jana.
As is his concerns about guardrails. Like all of this stuff about privacy seems to be moving too fast.
Again, yeah, that's his whole point, because he says the database itself was where the error is, but he doesn't understand why the Flock cameras didn't catch that little number that would have prevented all of this.
Just wild stuff. Doesn't look good for Flock. Thanks so much, Kent. We'll be
Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby.
That's how the powers that be are looking at you on the Flock camera right now. They looking at y'all like this.
Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby.
That's how people behind that Flock screen is looking at everybody. I mean, that's a very interesting situation. I mean, that could have turned into a very terrible situation. You know, had that guy, you know, it's always, you know, a very, you know, you want to stay calm in a situation, but when a bunch of cops run up on you and they got guns and, you know, they're drawn and they're approaching you, your family and your kid. And like he said, what if my kids were in the car and then they're screaming and your wife's freaking out, or, you know, you do something quickly because it's just an intense situation, and all this could have been avoided by a minor little glitch. So I'm glad that it worked out for that guy. I'm glad that nothing, you know, greater happened in that situation other than him just, you know, having this inconvenience or, you know, this unfortunate moment. But at the end of the day, I mean, this could have turned into something much greater because of this technology. So it becomes a point as, is the juice worth the squeeze? I mean, don't we have cell phones already where there's pings and we can see people's locations, and like, you know, is it just to read license plates or something like that? Is that what it's strictly going to be used for? And then it's like, if that's the case, then why do you need so many of them? So all I'm saying is that
something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you very much. And I'm building up the climax, but let me stop the show for just a second. Hold on. Let me stop the show for a second. Where's my stop the show at? All right. So hold on one more time. Stay for the best part about the show. So if you're watching this on the replay, which it looks like a lot of people might watch it on the replay, and shout out to my last video, almost getting 6,000 views. Hold on, let me give myself for some Americans with peach key and clapping it up. So it seems that a decent amount of people actually watch the videos on the replay, but get in the comments. As always, get active. Let me put that back up on the screen. You make the show. There's no show without you. But let me get back to it. All right, got that pulled back up on the screen. But yeah, is the juice worth the squeeze? Are we getting to a point to where it's starting to, you know, push us in a certain direction, where it's starting to, you know, breach our privacy? We're starting to see that we're under a constant Big Brother surveillance. So again, I'm going to walk this thing down slowly and I'm going to give my 2 cents. but stay for the best part about my show. Why I'm just here to deliver the message. And what that message is having a spiritual practice, doing the 3 minutes of energy strengthening. So stay for that for the show. And I do it with you guys, you do it with yours truly. But I also wanted to stop the show for just a quick second as well, too. So if you're watching this on the replay, I want to give a shameless grift real quick. I'm still doing the 5 minutes of consultation for just $1. Hopefully I get to a point where I can at least get half of my subscribers to take me up on that offer where you get to conversate, ladies, guys, you get the fellowship with yours truly. $1 gains you 5 minutes. And hopefully we could do that on a recurring, thing. I want to do this for a long time, not a good time. I'm going to do it for a truthful time instead of a good time. So definitely hit me up. I'm going to give myself a little shameless grift here. This is part of the game. And everything in life is just sales in general. But again, if you donate to the channel, just $1, that's all I'm looking for. It gains you a 5-minute conversation where we can point you in the direction of having perfect peace. I'll help you personally with the energy strengthening. I'll help you see why you need to go and forgive your mother, and that's where you got anger from. Also go and forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. So we'll have conversations about that. You can definitely fellowship with me, man. And remember, fellowship is just 2 or more. And ladies, we can definitely conversate about that, because ultimately that's the creme de la creme of why everybody is doing what they're doing, and why most people are lost is that they haven't cleaned out their cup. They haven't addressed that issue, and then they haven't started doing the energy strengthening, which is pouring water into that cleaned out cup and continue to grow and become the optimum version of themselves. So this starts with just $1 for you. $1 leads to a 5-minute conversation that can be life-changing. And you're also going to see your boy like this. That's how you guys gonna see me when you donate. I love that last little part. I'm rich. Hey. But no, again, and how you can donate is you can donate to Cash App, which is SkyDaddy4444, or you can donate to Apple Pay. You see the phone number there. Again, there's a lot of other ways that we can do this. Buy me a coffee. We could do this on PayPal. We could do this on Venmo. Right now, these are the 2 sources that I'm trusting in. I use them on a day-to-day basis. Let me get that back up on the screen. So if you do want to donate, definitely let me know when you donate as well too, so that way I can check it. All donations will be read on stage. If I don't read it on stage on that particular stream, I'll definitely, let me get this to stay up on the screen. Hold on one second. Always takes it down. But I'll definitely get to it at a later time. So if you do donate and I don't, read it, like let's say you donate right now and for whatever reasons I didn't get to it, I'll definitely get to it. I'll make sure I read whatever your comment is. And then also I'll try to set up a time where we could do the 5 minutes of consultation. And the 5 minutes of consultation, or, conversation, and I don't want to say consultation, conversation and fellowship for my gentlemen out there. It could just be us doing energy strengthening. So if you're just like, hey, look, I want to do the energy strengthening for, 2 minutes, and then I want to have a quick little conversation about it. And we're not going to be limited to that. But of course, time is money. If I stay any longer, I have to charge you. So definitely, if you want to, have a longer conversation, that can be worked out as well too. Or a longer fellowship, we could definitely figure that out. But again, these are the best 2 ways to donate. And again, if I don't catch it live, I'll definitely read it later. Next time I am on live, I'll definitely reach out to you and try to set that up as well too. But all right, getting back into the show, we've addressed that shameless grift, which is a part of this YouTube streaming game. So let's get back into it. As far as, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Are we doing COVID, a pre-COVID 2.0? Because I see that there's something much larger that's coming. Hold on, let me hit y'all with this. something in my energy is observing that these midterms that are coming up, they're going to be very, 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 very spicy very soon. So I'm definitely observing that right now as far as these midterms that are coming up, that something's on the horizon. I got to wait and see attitude. I'm going to observe it with no opinion. But there's something that's there inside of me that's like when these midterms are coming up, which are right around the corner in November, that there is something very interesting that's brewing up because it seems like there's a battle, with said people in order to control and move things in a certain direction. And eh, said people already know or they see that they already got most people in a quagmire. They got most people in a situation where, they're essentially cooked. My first video that I made on YouTube is that economic slavery is here. And the only way that I could circumvent that would be to have families and to work together as far as having multiple streams of income under one roof. But we know the family is divided. We know that man has made booty their god. We know that not all, but almost all women are driven by their ego and they're only loyal to their emotions. We know that children are lost and they're, talking to AI and being digitized. So this is society that's at hand. So people that are up top are looking at it like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And they can move people into a certain direction based on, how vulnerable they are now and based on that they're in a situation where, it's really bad. So they're trying to like decide which way they're going to move and dominate and control society moving forward. So that's definitely there. But let me play something else that I got here. And then I'll give you guys exactly what I see is going on. And we're getting real close to that. And then we'll do the 3 minutes of energy strengthening and we'll get up out of here. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Hopefully you guys, hold on, you're enjoying the show.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Yeah. Is that why you're here? All right, let's see what I got for you. All right, real quick, we got another flock camera destroyer. Is he a hero or a zero? Check this out.
No Mark, the masked vigilante who vowed to destroy every flock camera in his city.
The technology Flock has could be used for good, but it's being used to stop people.
Do you think we're headed towards some sort of surveillance state?
Yeah, I think these things are definitely paving that way. Wouldn't be surprised if their mission is just to get one on every single street everywhere.
What happens if that is the case?
I think we lose like all freedom. Minneapolis, St. Paul area specifically, it's like the land of 10,000 flock cameras. We're gonna go on this side of the street, come up around behind it so it doesn't catch us at all.
We're in a very nice neighborhood right now. What's going through your head?
I'm just hoping that no one sees me and thinks I'm like a burglar or something. Put on gloves. I got this little tool I use to snip the wire.
And you're pulling out a sticker to block the lens?
The wire I'm cutting is for the solar panel that charges it, because even after the wire's cut, it will still record.
Okay, he's going in. He's going in to deflock the camera.
You see this guy's a hero or a zero?
Okay, he's deflocking the camera. The sticker is on. Okay, it is blinking red. It was that quick. It's been deflocked. The sticker is now obfuscating the lens itself. And then look at this. The cable itself has been cut. Right over there, you see the flock camera. Solar panel fueled. What's going through your head?
Hoping a cop doesn't pass right now. That'd be really unfortunate.
Okay, he's going in. The deflocking process has begun. He's deflocking the cameras. It's been deflocked. He's going in for the cable. Crack, snackle, pop. Cable clipped. Duct tape on the camera. Another one down.
I think that might be the flock camera over there on that street.
Oh, yeah. He's going in for the flock. Tape is on. Flock number 3. This will be 3 flocks in one night. Going for the cable. This cable looks a little bit thicker.
I think the technology Flock has could be used for good, but I mean, it's being used to stalk people. It's been used to stalk a lot of women. I think it's a huge invasion of privacy, and honestly, I think it's like against the Constitution. This is a cop right here.
Tap here to see what happened next.
Evil world we live in. But hey, I'm gonna keep living.
All right. So shout out to that guy. Was he a hero or was he a zero? What do you see with that guy? So we are at the moment of, and let me get this off the screen. I don't know if you guys ever read this book. It's a great read. I'm going to touch on it in just a second. 1984 by George Orwell. Very, very interesting book. I've never seen the movie, but I know there's a movie about it. So I'm getting ready to get into my 2 cents, and is the juice worth the squeeze? And if you don't know where I stand after I put that up on there, I don't know what to tell you. It should be very clear to you at this point, what side of the coin that I'm on at this point. But let me play this really quick just so you guys have an understanding of, what 1984 is. And let me see where my banner's at for that. Actually, but I don't see, and actually, let me give you guys a little drum real quick before I give you my 2 cents. All right, as far as my 2 cents, absolutely not that the juice is worth the squeeze. Yeah, absolutely not. I don't see that the juice is worth the squeeze. I don't see that we need these flock cameras everywhere. I mean, what we're compromising and disguised once again as safety is going to compromise our freedoms. It's going to compromise our constitution. It's going to give data to places that, don't really need it. And it's not a matter of, it's not a matter of if we're doing a crime or something like that. We already have systems in place. We don't need someone that's, imposing upon our privacy in our personal homes and our personal neighborhoods, and doing it in disguise of favor. I definitely see that this is going to be something that's going to be used in order to isolate and to try to deal with said rebel class or people that might go against, what the powers that be want us to do. So it's going to be able to look into these neighborhoods. It's going to be able to monitor and surveillance so that way they can try to squash people that might assemble and go against it. And that's one of the first pillars of the First Amendment, is to be able to assemble. Fourth Amendment, illegal searches and seizures. So it starts prying into a lot of that with this one little step. And then next thing you know, the whole thing falls down like a bunch of dominoes. So I see that this is absolutely a test, just like Corona hoax, where they can dig a little bit deeper, get a little bit more information, do a little bit more manipulation. What I really see what the flock camera is used for is just a test run for what they have bigger that's coming. That's far as so this is just, to me, they're just throwing it out there. You see how they're not really trying to go after the people that are, destroying the flock cameras. I didn't find a whole lot of videos where the police are trying to crack down on that or anything like that. And they're saying it's used for license plates and blah, 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 blah. But we know at some point they're going to upgrade the technology to where they can surveillance neighborhoods and stuff like that. So I see that this is a setup for something so much bigger, to see exactly how people respond to it. So that way they can bring in the big guns later and they can start moving things into a different direction. If you ever want to know what the elites might be leading towards or what their long-term game is, never forget this, that it's all about control and that they have a God complex. So if you always keep that in the back of your mind, as far as, when you see that they're taking away freedoms and disguise of safety, that it's always about control, and it's always about that these people have a God complex. Control has become their God, and that's why they're trying to manipulate. For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but spirits and wickedness in high places. And what that means is that it's not the trees that's doing it. It's not the insects that's doing it. It's not the animals that's doing it. This world would thrive, without humans on it. It would thrive. And it's not, children or adolescents that are doing it. It's adult humans that at some point we have to go into a conscious state where we, disconnect from the creator in a sense, as far as having that innocence. And what a lot of people start to feed on is they start to feed on the thoughts. Again, we don't know where thoughts came from. We don't know where they went. But I do know one thing about thoughts, is that all thoughts are all lies all the time, and that they only produce lostness. So you have to be able to observe them, strengthen your energy, stay tuned for that. So that way you can make better decisions. Now, you're still going to make mistakes. You're absolutely still going to make mistakes, but it's going to put you into a better space to where you're not attached to anything. Because if you get attached to your mind or your body, it will surely fail you. So the flock camera is something that I see that they're using as a tool in order to test people out, so that way they can bring in a bigger gun much later. I don't see that they're really trying to capture a whole lot of data of people riding their bikes and stuff like that. I see this as a play in order for them to get us to jump out here, so that way they can use something that's bigger. And stay tuned for that. Again, I see that there's going to be something coming with the elections where they're going to bring, UBI, they're going to unroll something in order to move society in a different direction, because right now in the current state of society is that it's down bad. But let me show you what 1984 is. Let me, one more time, this is a great read. If you like reading books, which I would highly recommend, you use those brain waves as far as reading books and stuff like that. Check out the movie 1984, or the book. I actually know about it as far as the book, but I know there's a movie out there. Definitely check this out. Very interesting. And for people that are not into the books like that, I got you covered. I got a clip locked and loaded, but check this out. It's going to give you a good breakdown of what the movie 1984 was all about.
Have you ever scrolled through your phone and wondered if someone somewhere is watching you? Not just tracking your location or your searches, but rewriting your reality? In 1984, Winston Smith lives in a world where the government doesn't just spy on you, it controls your thoughts. History is erased and rewritten daily. Love is forbidden. Even your memories can be altered. Winston dares to rebel, to hold on to a single truth, 2 2 equals 4. But in a world where...
Hey, sorry about that. Let me play that again from the top.
Have you ever scrolled through your phone and wondered if someone somewhere is watching you? Not just tracking your location or your searches, but rewriting your reality? In 1984, Winston Smith lives in a world where the government doesn't just spy on you, it controls your thoughts. History is erased and rewritten daily. Love is forbidden. Even your memories can be altered. Winston dares to rebel, to hold on to a single truth, 2 2 equals 4. But in a world where the party demands absolute loyalty, where children turn on their parents and the thought police can read your mind, rebellion is a death sentence. And the worst part, the system doesn't just punish you for thinking freely. It breaks you until you learn to love your oppression. Orwell's dystopia isn't just a warning about surveillance. It's a mirror. The final scene where Winston's last shred of defiance is crushed will leave you questioning every truth you've ever been told. Read 1984 before your next social media algorithm decides what you should. Have you ever scrolled through your phone and wondered if someone somewhere is watching you? Not just tracking your location or your
Let me
searches,
stop
but
this.
rewriting
Hold on
your...
one second. I didn't mean to let it keep playing like that. And I don't even see that as something where they're like giving us a warning. I see that as something where they're playing in people's face. So it's 1984. Just like, to me, the Bible is not a prophecy. It's a plan book as far as how they want things to go and what his story actually is. So I see this 1984 thing as not my friend. I see it as something, not something that's enlightened me. I see that this is like something that and I digress on Orwell. Let me give at this. Orwell.
Evil world we live in. But hey, I'm gonna keep living.
But hey, we just gonna keep living. So I definitely see that they're trying to do stuff and play in our face when they put out movies like Demolition Man, 1984, so forth and so on. Give you stuff like the Bible. I don't see that these are things, and there's some truth in it, but the best lies have some truth in it. But again, I see that this is a play in order to test people out, to push into our privacy, to push tyranny, to push more government control. I see absolutely this as a play to see where we respond and then to see if they can try to move it a little bit further. So that's what I see with it. And if you ask me, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. All right, but we're approaching that hour mark. So we wanted to be here for a good time, not a long time. If you're new to my show, this is the best part about my show. And this is where we get to solution o'clock. What can we do about it? And again, if you attach to anything in this world, whether it's your mind, so-called the mind, or your body, it will surely fail you. So only thing that you have, essentially, is to be able to be locked into your energy. All the glory to the Most High that's within us and above us. Let's get it. All right, 3 minutes of energy strengthening. It is about that time. And if you're new to my show, I'm going to do it with you. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. First things first, set your timer for always a minute more than what you need. For example, if you're going to do energy strengthening for 5 minutes, add a minute onto that. Set your timer for 6 minutes because it takes you a little while to get into your prayer closet. It takes you a little while to get settled into that spot. And then to, get into that rhythmic breathing of just observing. And so definitely set your timer for a minute more than what you need. So with that being said, because we're doing 3 minutes of energy strengthening and I'm not a mathematician, so we're going to set that for 4 minutes and let's get it. And again, this is the message that I'm here to deliver, is to have a spiritual practice. My children will know me by my voice. I am a voiceless voice from within. Be still and know that I am God. All right. So you turn your hands over like so. Place those hands on your thighs. Try to square those shoulders off. Tilt the head slightly. Feel a natural focus in between your eyebrows. Close your eyes and just try to watch the thoughts like you're watching a movie. Let's do it. All right. Excellent. 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 And what I was observing just now, doing that 3 minutes of energy strengthening, was that $1, 20 cents for 5 minutes, or 26, yeah, 20 cents a minute for 5 minutes, $1 could be life changing for you. It could be a life changing conversation. I mean, for $1, if you're watching a channel, what do you have to lose? Let's have a conversation for my ladies. Let's have a fellowship for my men. And one excellent thing that we could, fellowship about, or one excellent thing that we can conversate about is that what do you see when you try to do the energy strengthening? That would be an excellent conversation because really of ourselves, we know nothing, and of ourselves, we can do nothing. So the energy strengthening is what, is going to lead us in the path. There is a spiritual order of things. The Most High is at the top. Your spiritual practice is below that. Men, women, and children. Whenever that spiritual order is broken, you're going to absolutely have failure. So it's very important, especially for the men, in order to have that in place and make sure that you're doing your spiritual practice, and a good fellowship could really point you in the right direction and keep you on track with that. So I was observing that. Maybe there's some truth to it, maybe it's not. But again, I am against the flock camera. Just staying on topic here. I am definitely against having these flock cameras everywhere. I do see this as a play as far as tyranny and trying to gain more control by the powers that be. And for people that are destroying it, hey, I'm not going to say if you guys are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. I see that you guys are making a choice. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily disagree with the choice. Not that I'm promoting crime or anything like that. I'm promoting that we have the powers in the people and that we continue to have our constitutional republic. And sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. But if I stay any longer, I have to charge you. That's been my show. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I got to always leave you with this. Hold on one second before we get up out of here. And I love talking about these type of topics. These are the real things that are going on in the world right now. I like the deep dive. But before we get up out of here, just let me know if you guys
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I appreciate you guys for watching. Please check me out on Rumble at rumble@SkyDaddy4Fos, where you can see my uncensored content. Let me put this back up on the screen real quick before I get up out of here. And again, you guys make the show. There's no show without you. Let me know what type of things that you guys will want to see. If you want to see me do more street interviews, and I definitely want to go back to that. And I'm just going to just hammer home one question. Do you have anger? And then kind of go from there. But let me know what you guys want to see with the show. Let me know if you guys enjoy the show. Let me know if you guys disagree with my commentary, my 2 cents. You think the juice is worth the squeeze, whatever that might be. But please like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, share. I appreciate you guys for watching.